Namaste. We've been looking at the names of Lord Krishna in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the 10th chapter, 12th sloka, Arjuna addresses Lord Krishna with several different names. He addresses him as Parabrahma, Parandama, Paramam Pavitram. So he says, "Oh Lord, you are the ultimate Parabrahma. You are the sustainer. You are from whom the entire creation springs into existence, and you are the person to whom everything goes back." So Bhagavad Ramanuja explains this beautifully, saying that, he is the origin, he is the destination, he is the sustainer of everything. He is the light behind the entire creation, and he is the ultimate purity because of which everything gets its pureness. So after Arjuna addresses Lord with all these different names, he also says that there are so many Maharishis who address you with so many different names. We saw the name Adi Deva, and we also learnt about Markandeya Maharishi earlier when we were discussing that particular sloka. So, Narayanah Param Brahma Tattvam Narayanah Paraha Narayana Paro Jyoti Atma Narayanah Paraha. So everything is ultimately Lord Narayana. Narayana is Parabrahma. Narayana is the Paramatma. Narayana is everything. So Arjuna explains this more in detail with respect to what many other rishis are explaining. What are the names that other rishis have been using to explain you, O Lord Krishna? Param Brahma Parandhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustvam Rishayas Sarve Devarshin Naradastatha Astito Devalo Vyasaha Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Arjuna says, all the rishis claim that you are the supreme person. Devarishi Narada says so. Sages Asita and Devala say the same thing. Sage Vedavyasa says the same thing. So, what is so great about these rishis? We have to understand about Maharishis and Devarishis to understand what was in the mind of Arjuna while he was explaining these concepts. What is so important about them? Devarishis means the rishis who know about the past, present and futures. The rishis who can travel at their will to the different lokas, be it, the Devaloka or to earth or even to the worlds that are below us. The rishis who always keep contemplating about the Lord and who want the Lord's name to be explained to everybody else, the auspicious qualities of the Lord to be explained to everybody else. So they always speak only the truth because they are Brahmajnanis. They are beyond all these things that we actually think about. So such is the greatness of the Maharishis, the Devarishis. The Devarishis can come to the world at their will and go back. So he explains about 4 such rishis. He says, Sage Asita, Sage Devala, Narada Maharishi and also Vedavyasa. So let's understand a little bit about each of them so that we can understand the greatness of this particular sentence. All of us know about Sage Kashyapa Maharishi, right? Kashyapa Maharishi is the reason why Kashmir was called as Kashmir. This Maharishi is the source of all the Devas and the Daityas. After that, he goes into a penance because he wanted 2 more children. And one of that child was Sage Asita. Now, Asita's son was Devala. These 2 sages are supposed to be seers of the Rig Veda. So, the Rig Veda was revealed to them. Now, Draupadi in a part of Mahabharata says that such a great sage Asita has said that Lord Krishna is himself the Prajapati. Now, why would he call Krishna as Prajapati? Because the Prajapatis make sure that the creation takes place. But then the source of the entire creation was Lord Krishna, because Krishna created these Prajapatis themselves. So, sage Asita says that, hey Krishna, you are the Prajapati, the original Prajapati indeed. And that is what we understood by the different names like Adi Deva. He was there even before the creation of Devas because he created the Devas himself. Now, sage Asita is also known to have said, as soon as baby Krishna was born, that he is the Parandama, he is the divine incarnate. Krishna is the original God himself. So these seers, because they know about the past, present and future, they know about everything, sage Asita has revealed these things. So here Arjuna says that such great sages like Asita and Devala have spoken about your glories as Adi Deva. You are the divine incarnate yourself. And then we know about sage Vedavyasa, right? Vedavyasa compartmentalized all the 4 Vedas for us. He is the one who wrote the Mahabharata. He is the one who is claimed as the author of all the Puranas. Now Vedavyasa says, Alokya Sarva Shastrani Vicharyascha Punah Punah. I have read through all the Shastras. I have been contemplating on it, over and over again. And I know that Lord Narayana is the ultimate Parabrahma. He is the Lord himself. And he says that I can tell it as a Satyam, Satyam, Punah Satyam. He raises his hand and says that this is the truth and the ultimate truth, that Lord Keshava is the ultimate God of all the lords. So all these seers have been telling that, oh Krishna. So Arjuna says that it is not just me who is telling it. All these rishis have ascertained this truth over and over again. And what to say about sage Narada? Sage Narada is a Deva Rishi who can, even control all the celestial beings. Now sage Narada has influenced, the devotion of the baby Prahlada while he was in the womb. We saw that earlier. He has been an influencing factor in the devotion of Dhruva. He's also been an important reason for the birth of Srimad Bhagavatam and even Srimad Ramayanam, because sage Valmiki starts questioning sage Narada, and only then the entire Ramayanam was born. So sage Narada has been instrumental in so many important factors, and he has been promoting the devotion of Lord Narayana. In fact, both in Mahabharata and Chandakya Upanishad, it is mentioned that sage Narada has abundant knowledge. He's had a discussion with Sanat Kumara in this phrase in Chandakya Upanishad, where Sanat Kumara Maharishi asked sage Narada, so what is your current knowledge? For which sage Narada replies, I know the 4 Vedas. 4 Vedas are Anati. That is, nobody can know all the 4 Vedas because it is unending. But sage Narada seems to know the entire essence of all the Vedas. He knows all the Itihasas, he knows all the Puranas, he knows about astrology, he knows about astronomy, he knows about geometry, about trigonometry and anything to do with mathematics. He knows all the branches of science. He knows about, all the 4 Purusharthas, the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. He knows even about the warfare and all the subtle things which every king should know or every human should know. He knows almost everything, but still he is seeking for complete knowledge. So much is, the knowledge of Narada, and he always wants to do good, not only for the humans or not only for the Devas, but for Asuras, for every created being, and he keeps going around everywhere propagating the name of Lord Krishna. So here Arjuna says that I have addressed you as Parabrahma, Parandama, Paramam Pavitram, and the sages have addressed you as Divyam Purusham, Shashwatam. You are the Shashwata Purusha. You are the ever-permanent divine Lord who has, permanence as a characteristics. You are the Adi Deva. Not only that, you are the Vibho. Now, what do we understand by the name Vibho? Because all the other names we've heard earlier. So, what is Vibho? Vibho means the omnipresent Lord. He is everywhere. Usually, an example which is given to Vibho is the sky. The sky is all-encompassing. It is everywhere. So, we understand the Lord to be omnipresent like the sky. Not just that, the subtlety aspect of the sky is also very important here. By the sky, we actually mean the Akasha. So, sky is not the blue colored thing that we see, the Akasha, the ether that we see. Now, what is so subtle about it? We know that there are Panchabhutas, right? So, the earth is there. The earth can be understood with all our indriyas. We can see it, we can feel it, we can touch it, we can smell it. So, when everything, all the indriyas can be used to understand the earth component, it means it is, clear, it is straightforward. But the subtler it goes, only a few indriyas can understand it. For example, water cannot be smelt, but all the other indriyas can identify water. While it comes to fire, only 3 out of the 5 indriyas can actually identify fire. You could see the fire, you can hear the fire, and possibly touch the fire if you want to. But then when it goes to, subtler bhutas like the air, you can only hear the air or feel the air. Hear the air only when we have a, gush of air. But when it comes to the akasha, you can only hear it. It is the pranavakara shabda which you can hear. It is extremely subtle that you can't understand it with all the other ingredients. So what we mean by Vibho is, it is extremely subtle, and Paramatma is extremely subtle that you can understand him only with the Shabda Prama, not with any other thing. So only through the Upanishad Vakyam, only through the Anugraha of our Acharyas and the Karuna of our Lord, we can understand the qualities of the Lord, not through any other Indriyas. Sage Adi Shankara says, Vividam Bhavati iti Vibhuhu. He is not just omnipresent, but he can take up different forms, therefore he is Vibhu. That was his explanation in Sahasranamam, which means he is there in every single thing that we see here, therefore he is Vibhu. And he is there in different forms, different sizes, different shapes. He is prevalent everywhere. Here again, he is omnipresent, but he is there in different forms. He is subtler than the subtlest and bigger than the biggest. Anoraniyan mahato mihiyan. Therefore he is Vibhu. So Arjuna here says that you are the Lord who so many different people call differently. You are Ajam. Ajam means you are not born. In fact, Lord Krishna in the 4th chapter 6th sloka says, right, Ajopi san avyayatma, I am not born, but I am actually born here just to take avatars for all of you, to make sure that you all go in the right path. So you are unborn, you are Vibhu, you are the divine incarnate who is, Parabrahma, Parandama is what I say. Not only just me and the Maharishis and everybody else, you yourself has ascertained all these previously. In fact, the 10th chapter is called as Vibhuti Yoga, where Lord Krishna explains about several of his Vibhutis in different contexts. And he says that it is not possible to explain my Vibhuti. There is no way that you can come to know, everything about me. But I'll just give you an overview of that. And this entire 10th chapter is about the overview of the Lord's Vibhutis. So let's understand that the Lord is omnipresent and he is there in each one of us. Everything that we see around is because of his Vibhutvam. So let's recite Lord Krishna's names and be blessed.
Madhava Achyuta Krishna Hare Rishikesha Kesava Govinda Vasudeva Bhagavan Janardana